What's happening? This is the Tap In podcast. We are live inside the Tap In studio. I got two special guests in the building. The OG Pops,
Yes.
Mr. William. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing exciting, man. Just excited. We got a lot of big stuff going on. So Tap In is always a big platform to go in and share what you got going on.
Yes,
so we're
sir.
excited here.
And then we got DubG3.
Yeah, DubG3.
Yes, sir.
DubG3.
sir.
What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
man?
Yeah.
Nothing much. Excited for this opportunity.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with us,
Yes,
man. Before I get to DubG, man, I want to talk to you, Pops.
Yes, sir.
Because you got a fantastic son. I read his article in the USA Today, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I just wish my son could even get in the Arlington paper.
Yes.
Man, I wanted to hear your journey, man.
Man.
How did you get into entertainment, music, like all of that?
Well, my story's a country boy story. I was a two-sport All-American in track and football out of Arlington, Sam Houston.
Okay.
Went to Oklahoma State on a football scholarship, Division I, big time. So I was kind of impatient, and I left at that time. You know, you had to do 3 years. You couldn't leave after your sophomore year, your junior year. Wasn't no transfer portal, wasn't no NIL, none of the great stuff that they got for William and them. And so I ended up being hot-headed and left early, and I went to CFL. And while I was in the CFL, like I said, the era we came up in, freestyling, rapping all the time with your friends, rapping over beats. So that kind of made me feel like being at home when I was in Ottawa in Canada. And so my roommates, I think if I'd have stayed here in Texas, I probably never would have actually pursued it because all my friends knew me. William Green, 4'2", 10'16", football player, running back. I wasn't one of them kids that dreamed about rapping all the time and thought about it, but I was always competitive. Whatever we was doing, if I'm doing, I'm always try to be the best and try to win at it. And so when I was in Canada, I was freestyling. My roommates, they were in a band called Boy Wonder. And they was like, man, you need to get in the studio. And you sound just like them guys on the radio, your voice and this and that. And I was like, I don't know. And then I went to the studio and I recorded my first song. And when I heard myself, I was like, you know what? I think I can do this. And it was kind of where I had to make a decision back then because it was football and music, and it was like I was recording, and it was time for football practice. I really didn't want to go. I wanted to stay in the studio. And I knew that's when I was like, man, I done caught that bug, and I love this. And from there, I ended up leaving. I had another year left on my contract. I came back here, and I was like, I don't think I want to go back to Canada. You know what I'm saying? First of all, it's the CFL, not down net, but they don't really run the ball. It's only 3 downs. Me being a running back, they only got 3 downs, so they throw. And I'm used to sitting 7 yards deep and coming downhill, putting 200 pounds on you again and again and again until you break. And at that point in time, I was like, you know what? I done caught this bug. I really want to try this music thing. And my father, everything with us is legacy. My daddy's William Green Sr. I'm William Jr. That's where he get his name DubG. Dub is for W. G is the green. And 3, he's a third. So that's what DubG3 is. We are very prideful, very we love who we are. We're proud of who we are and what we stand for, being country boys. And so at that point, I was like, you know what? I want to try to pursue this music thing. So I went out to California.
How long did you pursue it in Canada?
I only did a couple years.
Okay, like 2 years?
I did 2 years.
Okay.
Well, I did my first year, and it was time for the second year, and I had started doing music, and I was like, I had 3 years on my deal, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm just pursue this music thing.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I had I left there, and I went to California, because at that point back then it was the East Coast and the West Coast. Really, the South wasn't really. In the early 90s, that was 96, 97. And I was like, man, I really don't like the cold, so I'm going to go to California. So I went to California, and when I went out there, I believe God has people on destinies and paths because the way my journey was, where I went out there and the people that I had a relationship with, they had a office right next to Loud Records. So Loud had Big Pun. They had at that time Exhibit, Wu-Tang. So I'm up there in the office with them doing stuff that I was doing with an agency. It was modeling agency, doing some modeling stuff, work, acting, doing some extra stuff. And right next door was Loud Records. And I would
Where
see.
is it? Is Loud Records? Is that in Santa Monica? Or
It was Santa Monica, but it was close to Santa Monica, but it's off Santa Monica. The office was off Santa Monica Street.
Okay.
And so the agency was upstairs. This side was the agency. The agency, they did book like modeling and extras and TV stuff. So that's how I got out. God introduced me to the guy there. And next door was Loud Records. So I'm up on the roof, and I would see Exhibit and these other ones. I was like, man. So I met a guy named Lance who actually was an A&R who gave me some tickets, and I ended up meeting Danny Boy, who had I Ain't Mad at You with Tupac at the time.
Yeah.
So I met him. I was like, man, I'm out here from Dallas. I'm trying to get in this music industry. Won't nobody give me a chance. He said, I know what you're talking about. Suge, look out for me. Here's my number. So I called him. And it's just so funny. I called him, and he was at the studio. He said, man, I'm at the studio. Come on through. So when I got there, a producer by the name of Reggie Moore was there. And Reggie had done Toss It Up for Tupac, What About Us for Jodeci, Slip and Slide for Danny Boy. All these were big hits. And he's Gerald Levert's cousin.
Yeah.
So he's very well connected. So I go in there, I got my overalls on. I got all my clippings, my highlights. I'm trying to show him I'm somebody. I just say no. I know I ain't done music yet, but everything I've done, I was an All-American in football. I played pro. And so if you know Reggie, he's real smooth. He's real cool. He's like, all right, I get you, youngster. I get you. I was like, man, just give me a chance. Just do one song on me. If you just do one song and you don't like it, I won't never bother you again. He said, all right. So he gave me his number, and I sit there at the session, and I finished watching Danny Boy. Candles lit up, the music is playing. I'm like, man, I want this in my life. I can see myself doing this, right? So at that point, I left the studio, but I got this golden ticket. I got Reggie Moore's number. So the next day I called Reggie.
Like the Temptations.
Oh, I'm going to call. So I called him. I was like, hey, you remember me last? He said, yeah, I remember you, but I'm busy. I got Snoop at the studio. Because at that time he was on Deathrow Records, producing for Deathrow. So he was like, hey, I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. So I called him the next day. I called this man every day for 30 days. He started laughing. He answered that phone on that 30th day, and he was like, you going to call me every day, ain't you? I was like, I don't know nobody else. You're the only person I know in order to get in the game. And he was like, man, I know what that's like. Man, come on out to the house. So I went out to the house, and then from there, it was another just 30 days of just being with him. I'm thinking I'm going to immediately get to recording and immediately get to home. I got to go to the studio with him, sit in there, be the flunky. Hey, go get some this. This is what they need. Go get that. And he would tell me when he'd take me in these big sessions with these big artists, he's like, look, don't say nothing because they're going to put you out. I'm telling you now. Don't, because you hearing them and you want so bad to say, I can rap. I can, let me. Don't say nothing. So I'm just sitting there, man. So finally, about a month later, he come to me and he give me a CD. He was like, look, Deathrow, they pay me $15,000 a track, but I'll do your demo all four for $15,000. And I was like, oh my God, this is a blessing. So by me already playing football, I had the money.
You had okay. I'm about to say, dang, that's a blessing, but I ain't got the bread.
Yeah. So I had the bread. So I gave him the bread, and we do my first song, and it was crazy because I didn't even get to finish the four before I even got my deal with Deathrow. So I had the four songs ready. They was ready to be. They had picked the beats and all that. He took me to go see the soundtrack. We went to go see the Gang Related movie, and Deathrow had the soundtrack. They was doing the soundtrack to that. So he was like, "Look, Junior, I got an opportunity for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take you go see this movie. If you write something and they like it, you know what I'm saying, you might be able to get no problem." That's one thing I like about Reggie, and I try to tell these kids today, like, he never promised me nothing. He never said, I promise you this, if you do this. He never, all he said was, I can give you opportunity. And so he took me to the movies. I seen the movie. I went and I wrote something instantly that night. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So I wrote it out. And it was funny because we did the song. And when we did the song, I put my heart into it. And I come back the next day and he was like, Junior, I don't know where it's at. It's gone. It ain't in the machine no more. And I was like, what exactly? I was like, what? He was like, I got a new machine. I'm learning how to work it, but the song is gone. I was like, I'll do it again then. Do it again. So I went in there and did it again. I'm feeling all good. We banging to it. He feeling like it's right. He come back the next day. God is my witness. He was like, you ain't going to believe this, Junior. And he called me Junior because I'm William Green Jr. He said, hey, family. He said, Junior, you ain't going to believe me. It's gone again.
What?
Twice.
What?
Twice in a row. And I was like, what? Something is getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
And something's blocking this song from being put out. So I did it again. The third time I did it, I was even more intense because I was like, no, I'm coming out. Something, I don't know what it is, but I'm coming out. So I do the song, and then Reg is the type, if you know what A&Rs are, y'all, that's artist representatives. Labels have them. They come by and try to find new talent, new music. So Reg is real smooth. He ain't the type that go to A&R and say, hey, listen to this or listen to this. They come to him. And then what he do is just put on his music, and if they react to it, then he'll say, but other than that, he ain't gonna say, hey, listen to this. So he had put my record on. I wasn't even there. I find out this from them. So Reggie put it on. He filed his nails. He real smooth, dude. he doing his nails. And dude say, who is that? He said, what you talking about? That what you playing? He was like, that's Junior. Choc B from Dallas. He said, you talking about the one that be with you all the time? He said, yeah. He said, ain't he from the South? He was like, yeah, he's from Texas. He was like, you know, Suge looking for some artists from the South right now. You gotta take that to Suge. He's like, all right. So Reggie finished, and you know what I'm saying? So he said after that, Mr. Lay called him and was like, hey, I heard you got something over here that you ain't telling us. He said, yeah. She's like, Junior, the one to be? He said, yeah, the one to be with me. So he took it to her, and from there, things just accelerated it. She heard it, liked it, and granted, we ain't even finished the other songs yet.
Yeah.
We ain't even got, I'm trying to get to that, so I want to try to get this deal. So Reggie finished that. He take it to Miss Chalet. By that time, I'm on my way back to Texas. My dad come out. We on our way back to Texas. By the time I get back to Texas, Reg calls me and he says, hey, Suge want to put that song on the Gang Related soundtrack. They want to pay you $10,000. So that's my money back already that I done already invested. I'm like, bet, I'll do that. And so 2 days later, he called me back and said, Suge said, forget that. He want to fly you out. He just want to sign you. He don't want to do it. He want to go ahead and sign you. So from there.
So let me slow you down a little bit. Yeah. What is the time frame between
leaving?
No. Before you landing into landing back in California.
7 months. I got there in February of '97, and I signed in December of '97 with Deathrow Records.
God. Was DOC around?
He was, but we really didn't see him then. At that time, you remember that's when Suge was kind of switching, where Pac had died in '96. Dre was going to Aftermath, Snoop and them. So I think, and then he seen kind of Cash Money and No Limit to Nose, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to swoop up me a couple of these country boys and coming from Death Row, and I really think had the feds and all the things that landed on Death Row head. Because you can look the music up, it was fire. Reg and them, it was fire. It was unbelievable.
So people can Google
Choc B, and you're gonna see me sitting on the Bella Hay with Moonshine, and that whole album sitting right there. It's there.
Okay, so did you ever get on the Gang Related?
Yeah, it's on the Gang Related soundtrack.
Google.
Yeah,
do your Googles.
Yeah,
do your Googles.
Yeah, you'll see me sitting right there.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's what's up. Now, Reggie he's in the studio with us, right? He was telling me a story where you had, I don't know, manifested or prophesied what your son was going to be.
Because he been with me before.
Yeah.
Reggie been with me when I was 22 years old, before I met my wife, before I had William. And I said it. I said, my son, William Green III, is going to be great. Everything that I've done, he going to do better than me. Football, music, everything. And I said, because I know what to do. My daddy was a country boy out of the hay meadows of northeast Oklahoma, and he didn't know. I had to walk the streets and learn. So he's starting off on my shoulders, right? So my ceiling is his floor.
Right.
So, yeah, he had to be greater than me, and it's just everything. He's a better football. I was an All-American, unbelievable Division I. He's going to be way better than I was. I watch him run now in my mouth. I'll be like, dang, where did he see that from? Where did he, and it's just, and then when he started rapping, what happened was, once Snoop got Deathrow back, and this was my 25th anniversary of me signing with Deathrow, my father passed away, in 21 from leukemia. And he kept saying, because I own a technology company and a lot of stuff happened with, people were so scared of Suge and I kind of stepped back and all this other stuff. But when my dad passed away, before he passed, he would always ask me, you ain't gonna do your music no more? You ain't gonna do no music? And I was like, I don't. And then when he passed away, it was like, that was the only thing that made me feel like some sense of ease of the pain that I felt in my chest. Like William I is gone, right? William I, a piece, a trilogy, is gone forever, and it hurt so bad. And the only way I could get it out was going into the studio. But had I not went in, DubG3 wouldn't have been born, because when I went in to record, he said, Daddy, I want to do a song. And I was like, son, don't be playing with me. This right here, this right here, we don't play with this. This right here costs money and time and this. And he was like, no, Daddy, I want to do a song. And I was like, all right. So I got him some writers and producers and sat down, because I'm not doing that stuff with them. When you listen to Choc, I'm Deathrow.
Yeah.
That I come from that era. When you listen to my music and say, yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
That's where we came from. That's all I knew, right?
Right.
But that's not him. He's come from, his mother's a master, educated. She's from here. He's blood through here. His mother graduated Arlington, Bowie High School. Father was a pastor, Kenneth Dale Morrison. He was just born to be great. Everything about him was great, right? His mother looked like a supermodel, a black supermodel. Everything was there for him to be great. The bloodline, the horse, the stallion, all that. He was bred to be that, and I knew it, and I called it. So when he got the team together and he did the first song, I was like, man, that sounds good. But then again, that's my son. So you don't know if it's just
biased,
you. Yep, because it's your child.
Yeah.
But I try not to be like that, right? And so I sent it to Reg, and I sent it to Draper, Tony Draper. That's like my big brother, Suave House, A-Ball, MJG, Tila, Rick Ross, Q. So we just go ever about Drake, right? So Drake was like, you know what? Have him do another song. Have him do another one. So he did another one, and that one was fire. And I sent it to Reg. And they said, man, have him do another one. So he did that third one, and three times the charm. Drake was like, man, he got something. We got to do something with this. His cadence, his flow, his patterns, his confidence, he just got it. And he's like, sometimes it just be like that. They just have it. He's been raised. You got to think about it. He's been raised in it. This ain't something like all I ever listened to was Pac and Big and this and that, and I was always rapping B-I-double-G-I. From the time they was little, they remember Daddy being in their face, always cadence and raps, and he asked me, don't ask me, because I'm going to tell you, Pac, Big, then don't come to me, because when you ask me, Daddy going to learn this.
Right.
And then I told him, when he started liking the NBA Young Boys and the NLA Chop, I said, son, you could do that. That's not something that's hard, son. It's in your blood if you choose to do that. And he done it, and it was just on an exceptional level. Once again, better than me. You know what I'm saying? I listen to this stuff. I be like, good God, okay, all right. And then they try to tell me that that's kind of how it be. The kids they elevate everything that you do. They just elevate it. So I'm just proud of him.
Let me
do that.
DubG, man, DubG3.
Yes.
I want to ask you, when you first got on the mic, did you know that you was that good, or what made you even want to even start it?
Well, like at first, I'd go to the studio with him, and I saw he was doing all these songs for his 25th album, and I was like, I might as well make my time worth it. I don't want to sit around here watching him make songs.
He was like, yeah.
So then I told him I wanted to make a song. So like a week later, we went back to the studio and recorded. I thought it was good, but I just like wanted to hear from somebody else because like that's me. Like anything I do, I feel like it's gonna be the best. So I wanted to hear like other people's opinions, and then everybody was saying it was good. So then I knew I had something.
So Reggie was telling us before, like the fame, the attention, like you don't care less. You know, you can care less about the fame, the fortune. Let me ask you this: what do you have more passion for? Is it music or is it football?
It's kind of like I'm married to football.
Married?
I'm married to football, but rapping is my girlfriend.
Okay. I didn't think I would get this analogy from a 12-year-old, but okay, I understand. I totally understand. Okay, all right. So you're married to football, and music is your girlfriend. Okay. You know, sometimes, well, let me know. I didn't give you that game. I'm not going to give you that game. Sometimes the girlfriend is a little better. Okay, I get you. All right. Do you have, like, aspirations to go in, like, NFL and do, like, a professional album? Like,
I feel like if I focus in on what I'm doing at the moment, I could be able to do both. Like, I don't have to give up one to do the other.
okay. All right. And I read how did you get in USA Today? Was that something that Pop set up, or is that something somebody approached you about? How did you get in USA Today?
Well, it's first, he was talking to some people.
Come close a little bit to the mic. There you go.
He was talking to some people, and he was just mentioning me in their conversations, and then they heard my music and saw my football highlights, and then his people had some resources, and thankfully, I was able to get in the USA Today article, but it was really hard to get in. No.
Really, you are mature than what your age is, man. Like my son don't know that word resources, and he's 13. He's 13. Hey, he's 13. He don't know that word, man. That's dope though. Was it you have to do that in LA, or where did you shoot it at?
Well, I did a photo shoot here, and I did one in Atlanta.
Okay. Have you looked up some of is your dad allowing you to look up some of his music back in the day, or are you
I
listening?
hear it all the time.
Oh, you do? Okay. What do you think? What do you think of your dad's rap career?
It was good. It was really good. That those type of chances don't happen for everybody. So for him to do that's really good.
Has dad been passing, like, what is like some of the information that you take from your dad, like you hold on to that, like in your journey from this football and music? Is there anything, like one thing that your dad has told you that really stuck out to you about how to maneuver through this?
Well, he always tells me to try my best, and no matter whatever I do, because you never know what opportunities you could get. And then he always tells me to, like, be smart in whatever you do. Like, think about your decisions and before you make them and stuff.
That's dope, man. That's dope. You so mature, man. This is one black fatherhood. I love this. Like, you know what I mean? I love this. But being able to pass on your talent, be able to share that game because you've already been there, is out of this world. What is your plans for? Because you already manifested this so far. What is your plans going into the future, going into 2024? Like,
just the label. He has Young Country Boy Records. I gave him his own label because I didn't want him to ever rap on nobody. And I have Country Boy, which is the legacy label.
Okay.
So with me, we'll be releasing my 25th anniversary. I got like a single with me and Slim Thug and Big Tuck. This really, really nice. Got some stuff with Pimp C, some stuff with some other big artists that we'll be releasing out. But with him, William has a $1 billion future. He's 12 years old. When you talk about the next 12 years between football And the way they merging this, like when we came through, you couldn't do both. They just didn't allow it. You know, you had to choose. They're not making them choose no more. The girl from LSU, Big Foe, she able to do her music time with Rock Nation and doing. She gonna go right on into the WNBA and continue to make her music. They're letting them do what they want. Now you can't tell them you can't do that. So with him, Williams gonna be the #1 running back in the class of 2029. He's already went on his first visit to Oklahoma State at 12 years old. Oklahoma's bringing us in on the first week of April. So he has to go down there because they try to get him early, get him on the campus, let him see what it's like. So when he's 17, they can offer him. And he's like, oh, they've been with me since I was 12, 13 years old, right? So he's going down to Oklahoma in April for his first visit, but he has offered with he's one of the Soldier Sports athletes. Where if you see him in Soldier Sports gear, they give him they want to do a GOAT line on him with mouthpieces and backpacks. So the future is limitless, and also being leader of the age-appropriate music. Like that was very important for us because they don't have, first of all, our parents pretty much gauged what we listened to when we were their age. Just like I didn't really listen to a lot of rap until we got 18, 17, get out the house, able to listen to what you want, because in the house, that then was blues and R&B, right? That's all you got. Well, now these kids, they don't have that. They don't have that option of clean music that you can play with grandma in the room, aunties in the room, mamas in the room, and it's age appropriate. Like when we first started this journey, his favorite artist, and he loves all that music, but it's not appropriate for them to be listening to right now. It's just not. They're not ready for that mentally, what it's talking about and that. So this is going to give kids 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something to look up to and to listen to that's fly, that's banging, but also appropriate. That they don't have to worry about sneaking and mama ain't supposed to. No, mama's rocking this. Y'all at the show with mama, grandma, grandma and them, grandpa and them. So William's future is very, very bright. I'm so proud of him. He's like I said I signed my deal with Deathrow when I was 22. You're doing this. He was 11, turning 12. He's cutting stuff in half. I didn't go on no college visits. They wasn't bringing me in and letting me visit colleges at 12 years old. But when you see him run that ball, you see why they bringing him in at 12 years old. And it's just sometimes things it's just genetics and blood in my family. Like football that's what we did, and music was something like that wasn't real to me because I didn't know anyone that had ever got a record deal. Like football was real. My cousins then played pro, my uncles and mom went to college, so football was that's what we do. But music, I had never seen anyone really get a recording contract, and I was the first one. So now that I knew that was real, I was able to pass that knowledge off to him and allow him to be able to start from a whole different perspective in the music industry, like having a Tony Draper. He don't even really, he know, but he really don't understand. Like to have a Tony Draper, like that's like, I didn't have that. I wish I would have had that at 22, a Tony Draper put his arm around me and say, this my man, and take me where I need. And that's how Draper is with him. He love him. He's like, well, it's my dad. It started with my dad because me and Draper started doing stuff with my technology company before William was even. I'll show you pictures of me, Draper, and him when he was 4 years old. And Draper was right there. Was me, him, and Dub this little. And we was already prophesying, and Reg could tell you we were saying he's coming. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And so now we in the DubG3 era.
That's what's up, man. I want to ask you something about, ask you and DubG. The NILs. What do you feel about NILs? Because I've heard they starting to get in high school where they're offering NILs.
So certain states, well, Texas don't want them to get paid yet. They don't want to let go. They want to keep them, but California, certain states are allowing them to say you can't. If Nike want to give him $1 million now, who are you to tell Nike they can't give it to him, right? And Texas saying, well, we don't want him. He ain't, because the coaches ain't got the kick in his tail yet. We need the coaches beating him up first. That's why a lot of these college coaches are upset, because these kids are coming in and they already got $1 million, $500,000. And when we came in, it just wasn't, you suffer for 3 years. And then if you took a quarter or a nickel or a dime, you could be suspended. You was labeled an outlaw. You was labeled rogue. You ain't following the rules. And it was just a suffering thing for us. You suffer for 3 years, and then if you get drafted, then you get something. And I like it now, because if it's amateur, why are coaches making $10 million? 8 college, I ain't talking about professional.
Right.
College coaches making 10, 8, all these millions of dollars, but they're they're still not even getting the money from, they're just now, the NCAA is just now working on passing a law where the school can actually pay them.
The high school?
No.
Oh, the college.
The colleges can actually, because right now the colleges still can't pay them.
Right.
Those are NIL or collective. Those are me and you and my Oklahoma State brethren saying, we like this kid. Now we can legally give him $100,000 to choose Oklahoma State. Now we can legally give him $100,000 and tell, yeah, he got it from us. We gave it to him, right? We wanted him to go to Oklahoma State rather than Ohio State. You can do that, so it's not the school, but they're going to pass it where the school can actually say, we'll give you the $1 million, we'll give you the $2 million, we'll give you the $3 million. Come here instead of going there, and that's what is getting ready to happen. But I'm so happy for the kids now that they can actually. It was so hard on us,
man.
Growing up, coming out of these neighborhoods and getting signed to these big powerhouse schools, and all you got was.
Just push it in. You good?
Okay.
Yeah, you good.
Getting signed to these power. I signed with Oklahoma State. That's a power. $100,000 a year education, but you get $25 a month laundry money. And what people don't understand was you're not allowed to work when we were there while you were on scholarship, because it was illegal.
Right.
So they was like, well, you're supposed to get the money from your mama, but you came to Dalworth, Texas, got me. My mama ain't got no money. What are you talking about, right? So I'm so glad that when they come to see Dub, they're going to have their checkbook open.
Yeah.
And when they talk to me and his mama got a master's in business, MBA. So she going to be reading all the numbers and looking at it. And I'm going to be cheesing just, how you doing, coach? And mama said, pass note over here. Let me, yeah, baby, we're going to need a little more for this. They'll worth more than this. So it's a different era, and we're happy for that.
That's what's up. How you feel, DubG?
Feel good. I just feel excited about the whole experience and looking forward to what's going to happen.
Is there an NIL deal that you would prefer? I mean, of course, everybody want Nike, but is there somebody that's not, I guess, that's prominent in the media or that's really out there that you like, I really want a NIL from them? Is there somebody like that?
I don't think. As long as the money's right, it doesn't.
What you need money for, man? What you need money for? You got good parents. They taking care of everything. You're shining. You're winning. What you need money for, man? What you need? Your needs is already met, man. What you want, man? What you want?
It's just like sometimes I just like having my own money. So
I got you. No, I understand. See, I wish my son was here, man. He need to see this. He need to see this, having his own money, doing his own thing. That's dope, man. Is there a high school you looking at, or?
Well, right now I feed into Byron Nelson.
Byron Nelson?
Byron Nelson. It's in Trophy Club.
Okay. What's Trophy Club?
It's like
Roanoke.
Like
okay.
around the South Lake area.
They border up against South Lake, and that's the competition. So they beat South Lake in the regular season for the first time, 37-19.
Okay.
And then got kicked in the teeth during the playoffs, 56-6.
Oh wow.
Yes, it wasn't even close. So they but Williamson class, they got a really good class that's coming through, and I don't think they've had an elite running back like this that's getting ready to hit that northwest corner of the Metroplex, like what we get ready to come through there and do. I think it's gonna be some reckoning, some settling us, some scores and things when we get there.
I've been seeing a lot of DeSoto highlights on YouTube.
Yes.
And,
we know all them kids out there. They booby
monsters.
And see, that select football is what done it, man. They when we grew up, and it was so funny, like I was telling, and William played select football with DA, all that. When we grew up, we played in the Arlington Optimists. And we didn't play nobody. If you didn't live in Arlington, I didn't play you. I didn't know who you was.
Yeah.
Now with the select football, Williams played kids from Georgia, from California, from Ohio, they go everywhere and play people everywhere. So by the time that and then they you couldn't pick, you just kind of play with your friends that went to school with you. These teams now have kids coming from Dallas. They live in Fort Worth and they're driving to Dallas to play on a team, right? They live in, like we had kids flying from our team. We had a kid that came in from New Orleans. We had 2 New Orleans kids that came in to play with us from New Orleans. Our quarterback was from New Mexico. That's the way. Yeah, they would fly in every week on Friday, practice with us, and then play the games on Saturdays. We never think of no.
What?
Yes.
From New Mexico?
New Mexico, Patel.
God.
Yeah, the Patel now. Yeah, Daddy fly in every week. New Orleans boys, they come in. Hey, coach. Hey, coach. They don't ready for this, coach. Nah, they not ready for this, baby. You ready?
That is crazy,
yeah,
man.
but that's what he's experienced. So when you experience that, when you dwindle it down and they start just playing just kids again around here, they're so much more advanced. And that's what DeSoto got. A lot of those kids are from the DFW Dogs, from the Patriots, and from the Wolverines, and all those select Little League teams. And then they're going into high school, and they're getting offers. Like William going to see colleges, they're getting offers going into high school. They're having 6 or 7 offers from colleges, and they ain't played a down of high school, but they played high-level select football all along the way.
That's crazy,
so it's different.
man. That is crazy. And I love it, though, because you get more exposure. You know what I mean? You get to play against all different people because from what I hear, Florida and Texas got the best football programs.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so
it.
if you're able to kind of go see what that competition is like.
And Georgia. Right now we've
Georgia.
been battling Georgia like crazy.
Georgia's good, too?
Oh, my Lord. Geez, the
Okay.
last couple of years, Texas and Georgia we've been going at it on the Little League level.
Really?
Yeah, we've been pounding Florida, and Georgia been like this with us just.
Really?
Yeah, they've been on us.
Okay, Georgia. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it's Georgia.
That's
I ain't
dope.
gonna hate on them.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I want to transition back over to music.
Yep.
Did you know about Mike Jones before you did your King album, your King
No,
record?
I did
You didn't know
not.
who Mike Jones was?
No, I did not know Mike Jones. I heard one of his songs, but I never knew who Mike Jones was.
Okay, you got introduced through Draper or through Dad?
Well,
Who
he
put
came.
that together for you?
He came to me. Well, the first time I saw him was at my video shoot, and then Draper introduced me to him.
Okay. Back when I was, I think 2000, you couldn't go to a Kappa Beach party. You couldn't go to no party without hearing this man music. Like, it was everywhere in Texas. Like, I want to say from 99 to like maybe 01, it was everywhere, man. It was like Mike Jones was like the biggest. Yeah.
Who?
If you say his name, that's gonna be the response. No matter anybody my age or up, that's what they gonna be. If you say his name, he was everywhere, man.
Yes.
He was a big deal.
Yes.
And you got, and this is your first single,
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got him on your first single.
First one.
Yep.
What is that? Does that mean anything to you, or are you kind of like it's cool, but you rather have NLE Chopper or somebody?
No. Yeah, I'm grateful for the experience because that means a lot for him allowing us to do a song with him, and because I know not everybody get those opportunities. So yeah, it was really special.
And you're as much as he's doing you a favor, you're doing him probably a bigger favor because you're making him relevant again to a younger audience, whether you know that or not. Like you probably have fans that are your age. What's this?
Make you laugh when you finish talking to him.
Oh, snap.
Make you laugh. Make you roll.
Let me show the camera this.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you all those.
Show the
Yeah,
camera.
yes, those state days.
Cool.
Yeah, we got the stuff real. Yeah.
So I was saying, you're probably doing a bigger favor. You're probably doing as big a favor for him as he is doing for you, because your fans are your age. Mike Jones is a little older, you know what I mean, and so you're making him relevant again and being exposed to an audience that's your age that probably had no idea, wasn't even born when he had his big boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like he tell Mike Jones that he welcome. Tell Mike Jones he welcome.
We're gonna give a shout out to Mike, man. I really appreciate you. He's been nothing but like just so cool from the very first time we met him. He was just like, whatever I can do to help him. And I appreciate that, because a lot of them, they can just, he didn't have to. This is his first song. Ain't proved nothing yet. And he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, he from Texas, and you and Draper. He was like, once Drape called me, I was good. So I want to most definitely thank Mike Jones. I appreciate him for doing that for my baby. That means he always in good favor with me. I do anything for him, so I appreciate that.
That's what's up, man. What is there another single, or what we doing? We just working the King record? What's happening?
Well, we're working on the King record at the same time. We're trying to release some new music coming soon.
Okay, you got one that you like that you've done already? Like when this one come out,
I've done quite a few songs. We've only released one, but there are some really good ones. Yes.
Okay. Do you perform at your school? Do you like for like homecoming or like during a lunchroom?
Okay. Wish my friends were here right now. So it was like Christmas time. So at lunch they were singing Christmas carols and all that, and none of the people at lunch wanted to hear that. So then, my table starts chanting DubG3, 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 and then the table next to us, and a couple more tables start singing DubG3, DubG3, and then they play another Christmas carol, and the whole cafeteria just started chanting DubG3, DubG3. So then, my assistant principal comes up to me. She's like, so I guess we got to give the people what they want. So then after that, she just tells me to go. She just tells me to go through the door and run around the school and run up on stage. And I was like, huh? You want me to perform? She was like, yeah. So then I ran up on stage and the crowd just started going crazy. Everybody started screaming. It was crazy.
Yeah. What does that feel like, man, to be that popular in your school, man? Where everybody chanting your name at lunch. What does that feel like?
It feels amazing. Like knowing people like I don't know how people get to perform at their own school singing their own song.
Yeah.
Like I don't know anybody who's able to do that. So that means a lot to me.
That's dope, man. You're like that famous person. Everybody gonna look in the yearbook a couple of years, be like, "Oh, I know DubG. I know he was in my math class." Yeah, man. I want to say congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Continue to be great, man. Listen to your parents, and you already got greatness surrounding you. So any advice I can give you is water under the bridge, man. Do you want to leave your Instagram or how people can get a hold of you?
Go check me out on Instagram at DubG3.official and follow my TikTok at DubG3.official.
That's what's up, man. Thank y'all, Pops.
Yes.
DubG3, man.
Yes.
Thank y'all for coming through, man.
Yes, we appreciate it.
problem.
Anytime you need us, we here.
Yes, sir. Yo, man, thank y'all for tapping in. This has been the Tap In Podcast. Holla.